If our solar system is not unusual, then there are so many planets in the universe that, for example, they outnumber the sum of all sounds and words ever uttered by every human who has ever lived. To declare that Earth must be the only planet with life in the universe would be inexcusably big-headed of us. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fermi Paradox. I am super excited. This game's now out in early access. Last time we were playing this game, it was the demo, so I'm really excited to jump in from the beginning of the game and to answer the big question of Enrico Fermi, which is, if aliens are indeed out there, which probably they are, then where are they? So, we're going to go ahead and jump right in here. We have a basic idea of how the game works because of the demo, but I hear that we're going to be jumping in right from the very beginning of civilizations as we know it. So we're going to have to raise everybody up as we try to connect civilizations across the stars to each other. And it's been quoted as a God game in a way. And so in a way we're going to play God, and we're going to try and pull the strings of fate here and get all of these civilizations to not only thrive, but also find each other and create galactic harmony. I do not think that's going to work out as well as I hope, but we're going to certainly try. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Alright. Welcome to the early access version of the Fermi Paradox. Try to develop newly born civilizations of our galaxy so that they can send out radio signals as a first step towards establishing contact. Reaching the singularity age with at least 4 civilizations will achieve galactic unity. This is a living game and some features are still in development, of course. So, if you're watching and you expect this to be perfect, don't. Because these developers are awesome and they're totally working to improve the game constantly. And they take a lot of feedback from their community as well. Particularly in these quotes that they put throughout the game. I love the quotes, because I love quotes in general, but to have them kind of sprinkled in and kind of be related to everything that you're doing is just awesome. Alright. So we start the game, we're at 50 synthesis, and we need to sort of gain that synthesis so that we can use that resource as we grow the different communities in the galaxy. Sapient life will evolve and prosper in our galaxy. Help these civilizations to grow and find each other in the vastness of space-time. But beware, sometimes you have to prevent them from destroying themselves or others. I'm going to skip the tutorial because I think I generally grasp it from the demo. It might be pure folly, we'll see. But we're gonna go right in with just playing the game as a Galactic Gardener. Alright, so we've got Sol here, so this is where Earth is. And these motes will pop up, and we kind of have to decide which motes to pick, because as they pop up, new things will crop up. So right now there's no sapient life in this universe. And in the demo I believe we started with humans, and we started with another species. And so as we're clicking on these motes, things will happen near the planets that we're clicking on them. So let's go look at Rigel here. That's a cool planet. A parasitic species developed symbiosis with a major life form on Rigel 7. Okay, let's click on that again. Cosmic dust obscures the light reaching Rigel 7. Ooh, darn, but evolution event, so something new is going to happen there. Oh, this is in the Sol system. Sapient life evolved on Earth. Sapient life evolved on Earth. So that's going to be our humans here. I'm assuming. They could have not evolved humans. A new civilization is born. A life form on Earth started making simple tools and developed a rudimentary language. But which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Sol system? Many were increasingly of the opinion that they'd all made a big mistake in coming down from the trees in the first place. By Douglas Adams. See what I mean about the quotes? Alright. Sol, a yellow dwarf star, is orbited in the Galactic planet Earth and various rocky inner planets and outer gas giants. In the northern hemisphere of planet Earth, remarkable fjords can be found. The flora of Earth is very multifaceted, from bright ocean vegetation to vast rainforest jungles. The fauna of Earth consists of many different animals, from gigantic ocean creatures to millions of different insects. Alright, so this is the big decision here that we have to make with every single new species that pops up. We actually get to choose which species pops up, and we can spend synthesis to pick a balanced species, or gain synthesis by picking an unbalanced species. So let's see here. Oh my gosh. You're gonna tell me that I can have a dinosaur species? Oh man, you've won my heart already. Oh lord. Oh gosh, they're so cool looking. Okay, standard species, human. I feel like we should probably go there, but let's see. No way! We can have dolphins as our supreme life on Earth? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm floored by this. All three are great options. The dolphins, schools of playful sea mammals exploring the endless oceans. The dinosaurs, giant feathered reptiles with small brains. They hunt and they eat. And then the humans, groups of hairless humanoid mammals, aggressive but also quite clever. Oh gosh. I'm really tempted to pick the dinosaurs, but I think for our first playthrough, we're going to have to pick the humans. I feel like that's just a pretty center of the line decision. I'm going to make a lot of weird decisions coming up here, so I think we'll just start with humans as our baseline. I think that's pretty safe. Gosh, but both dolphins and dinosaurs sound awesome. Alright, so right here we have our outline of the species. We have our tech level. We're in the Stone Age still, so they're still in the Homo sapien level here. We have the amount of them, so there's 1.6 million of them. We have their sort of economy here. So in the Stone Age, there's beast herds that are their economy. But as they go through the other tech levels, I know at some point they like oil and the amount of fossil fuels that they have becomes their economy there. And then there's like potential war casualties, so it seems pretty low right now. I'm imagining there's a lot less humans, so there's a lot less problems between the two. And we have ourselves kind of in the middle between utopia and dystopia. So as society starts to develop and people start to take advantage of other people, we might get into dystopia, or we might create a peaceful society. So right now, we don't have any specialty with these motes. Oftentimes, these motes will give us something to bump up or down these things here. So right now, it's just blank. So let's just gain some synthesis here. On Earth, the human civilization is born. Awesome. So the question marks, if I remember correctly, are sometimes very good, sometimes very bad. It just kind of like is a chance card here. So let's go ahead and try that. Ooh, the humans mourn the death of a great wise person. Dang it. So so actually it looked like we gained a little bit of a tech level there by this wise person being mourned. So, development event. The soul system, paradigm shift. Alright. Domestication of small predator animals. Earth is home to a species of predator with high emotional intelligence and complex social behavior. A beneficial coexistence promises to emerge between these approachable creatures and the Stone Age humans, with whom they appear to seek companionship for the benefits of food, petting, and shelter. I was just about to say, it sounds like we've domesticated dogs. Dogs do speak, but only to those who know how to listen. Alright. Cool, so we've got dogs now. Alright. So as we're domesticating the small predator animals, we can choose, again, choose between three different choices. One of them will take away synthesis. Another will probably be neutral. Sometimes it's not always neutral. And the last one here will gain a synthesis, but it's usually at the detriment of some of our positive things here. So like, for example, we got beast herds here. It might lower that. It might this one looks like it'll increase our casualty level and increase the amount of dystopia we have. So if I was to click on it, the predatory animals are seen primarily as food, but are also tied to guard posts on the borders of settlements to ward off unwanted trespassers. So we get to choose how we treat dogs, essentially. Now, what I remember from the demo is that we don't want to spend our synthesis too early, because when really important things come by later, we want to make sure we have enough synthesis. I have a sort of an emotional conflict here, because I don't want to have this be the way we treat our small predatory animals here, and has such a large negative impact to the amount of dystopia and potential war casualties we're going to gain. So I'm just keeping that in mind for the other things we're going to have to choose. I'm probably going to want to choose these more often than not, so that when really bad things happen, I can avert them with the synthesis. The adorable predators are not only safe from the dinner plate, but they are also spared from being handled as property. The concept of enslaving these friendly beasts with cages and leashes is unthinkable. So that would be the optimal choice, which would gain us more technology level. It would gain us more utopia. I would decrease the potential war casualties, I believe. That makes sense to me. And then somehow increases the amount of beast herds that we have. But I think we're going to probably go with the middle line one here. Natural hunters and loyal predators, the animals play a key role in establishing new clans in dangerous territories on Earth. The creatures evolve into domesticated servants. So it means more humans, but less resources. And I think we're just going to go ahead and go middle line right here for that. Alright. So in order to keep complex predatory animals as pets, humans sped up the process of domestication by selectively breeding the captive species for neo-tenuous traits and submissive attributes. Eventually, owners would parade castrated dwarf predators around on tethers, describing these animal hostages as their best friends. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh gosh. Here is my chihuahua, it is my best friend. Alright, so again, we've got a big question mark here, or we can improve the potential casualties here by lowering them. I'm going to say we'll skip that for now. I'm going to go for the big risk here, just because our potential casualties are so low. A depleted land region on Earth recovers under the care of human planters. Okay. Cool. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go and pick the synthesis here. We gained one synthesis from that. A once powerful tribe falls on Earth. Okay. As we're gaining up to the next Stone Age here. An influential human chieftain rises to power on Earth. Okay. Resource scarcity is going up. Potential casualties are low. Let's go for another question mark. The sun will go dark if we do not make sacrifices to the gods. Ooh, okay. So let's go ahead, and for this one, I don't really want to create... Well, here, okay. So the pluses and minuses were always kind of confusing to me in the demo as to if I add a plus here, I feel like it would add to this bar here, but we don't want this bar to go up. So right here, I imagine if I click on this, I would end up with dystopia, not utopia. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus here. We're at potential war casualties 8.9. This is our test here. And out of 200,000. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Okay, good. So a plus in this situation goes down. Whereas I'm guessing a plus in here would go up. So that makes sense. It just takes an extra level of thinking to come up with that. And imagining plus here would increase the amount of beast herds and decrease the amount of resource scarcity. Let's see here. Conflict between two major tribes is settled peacefully. Do we need more resources or do we need more... I'm wondering too if I gain more synthesis from taking a hit here. So let's go and try that. Let's lower the amount of humans. It doesn't look like it gains any more synthesis there for doing that. So we're just testing things out here. Alright, so let's go ahead and increase our technology, because that's a really important thing. We want to get these humans up and running, get them to the Bronze Age, get them to the Iron Age, you know? Remarkably wise person is widely circulated. The work is widely circulated amongst humans. Circulated. What is happening there? A great war threatens Sol. Alright. The War of the Flame. Only a few human tribes know the secret of fire. The flame is protected by sacred firekeepers, but bands of warriors gathered to obtain the precious red flower. Then the tribes they came to steal their fire, and the wolves they howled into the night as they fought a vicious angry battle to save the power of warmth and light. Iron Maiden. Alright. Okay, so we can have peace for free. Or we can gain total war for a lot of negative, or regular conflict and gain a bonus. So this is where sometimes it like the randomization of how much synthesis you gave or you gain is actually a real benefit, because right here I could actually have less problem and gain a lot of synthesis than here, which doesn't give me any synthesis, but it actually doubles the amount of negativity that happens here. So I would gain double the amount of dystopia. We gain double the amount of potential casualties, double the amount of resource loss, and double the amount of human loss. So I'm going to go for regular conflict. I'm going to gain the synthesis for later. The flame wars cost many lives among the humans, as their sages stubbornly refused to share the knowledge of the fire sticks. Oh, and it even tells you how many casualties there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so 190,000 casualties. There we go. Oh, wait. I lost synthesis. Why did that happen? Did I read that incorrectly? I must have read that incorrectly. I thought that I was gaining synthesis by choosing the opposite. Huh. I must have read that incorrectly. That's weird. Alright. So this is cool. So it kind of keeps a track of what the soul system is doing. So if So I just zoomed out and I have all these other things happening on other planets. So do I have to keep track of that while also keeping a track of this? And if I choose to click something here, am I going to lose something out there? I mean, I imagine by choosing to click on one of the flares out here, I would be influencing a species from one of these planets to thrive. And by going to the human tribes, I'm pushing them up. So by the turn-by-turn sort of system here, I can choose to raise up somebody else on my turn that it is now. Or I can choose to gain something here, which honestly, I'm probably going to go for the tech here. Because we're in dystopia here. We're going to go for the tech and try to raise them up out of the Stone Age. A remarkable wise person celebrated on Earth for their contributions to human society. That's so nice. If I click on that, okay, then that's that. If I click on that, it brings us out. What is this? So is that something from Earth? No, it's not. It's something completely different. Okay. Well, big question mark. The number of fire clearings on Earth increases. Alright, great. Alpha Centauri. Let's try this. Let's gain some synthesis back. An ice age drastically alters the climate on Proxima Centauri B. Tea Garden. Sounds kind of fun. In Tea Garden, a moon escapes a gas giant's orbit and becomes a dwarf planet. Let's go back to the humans. Do the spirits look on to us in Do the spirits look on us with kindness? All right, Tabby Star. A minor Tabby Star planet leaves its orbit and falls into the system's central star. So I'm kind of like just working on the overall universe here. But if I click on the human tribes and go back, I think that's changed. Let's double check. Let's play it out here. Rigel. Continental drift creates a new landmass on Dogstar. Awesome. Oh, and then we got a new development event. So I'm guessing that indeed everything changes every time you click on something. Extinction. What? Oh my gosh. So I left the humans alone and now they could possibly be going extinct. Aggressive predator beasts on Earth savagely attack their intelligent tool-making neighbors. The creatures target settlements and replicate fast, jeopardizing the survival of humans. For this was the land of the ever-memorable beast, the Napoleon Bonaparte of wolves. He ate women and children and shepherdesses celebrated for their beauty. He pursued on horsemen. Robert Louis Stevenson. Alright, so now we have to figure out how to combat this problem. Rise of the Beasts. So we could choose complete extinction, which would mean that the humans are done. The humans are no match against the monstrous animals. Younglings are eaten in the night, and hunters are overpowered by sheer numbers. Only after a few generations, the humans are completely extinct. I can lose... Oh, I can't do that. But I can lose survivors, or by losing synthesis, by spending synthesis here. Which seems like an odd choice because it's like I'm losing all these people and I'm gaining a lot of potential casualty and losing the Stone Age. Or for free, I could have a close call. So sometimes the random generator here seems a little odd, but I mean, in this case, it's really working in my favor, so I'm not going to look a good horse in the mouth. The humans react quickly and defend their settlements by building complicated traps for the predators. Highly skilled trap builders and cleverly defeated dangerous beasts on Earth. Human beast trappers lay down their stone clubs and abandon the art of war. Right. So, let's go for the big question mark. The humans mourn the death of the great wise person. That means that we gain more tech, so that's good. Big question mark again. Okay, so the question mark doesn't give me any synthesis, but it could give me something crazy, like in this case, I gained a whole bunch of tech levels thing. So evolution event. Ooh, a very new species. A very new species, indeed. In the Tau Ceti system. So, even though I was focusing on Earth, stuff was still happening over there, so that's good. That's good to know that I don't have to necessarily be babysitting the other planet and choosing to neglect humanity in order for something else to survive. A life form on Tau Ceti 3 started making simple tools and developed a rudimentary language, but which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Tau Ceti system? Alright. So, we get to choose our new civilization. We could choose the unbalanced species. Oop. Oh, sorry. I just realized we got a thing. You will have to foster these creatures too. Guide them in parallel with other civilizations in your galaxy, and one day they may make contact. Synthesis can be used to help any society. Sometimes you will have to make hard choices to ensure the survival of everyone. So now we have to spin many plates here. We have to balance out who we're dealing with. Any day now. Continue game. There we go. Alright. Okay, so we're circling a yellow dwarf star here, orbited by the swamp planet Tau Ceti 3, and multiple other habitable planets. So we're on a swamp planet here. So what's our imbalanced species? Oh, another dinosaur-looking dude. The Maru, sneaky, sightless, and cruel. These bands of small raptors plague the vast jungle forests. The standard species. The Odo, aggressive ape creatures in colorful fur. Their packs traverse mountainous regions with ease. Or the Rama, these tall, intelligent plant creatures undergo countless stages in their century-long life cycle. So I chose the Rama in the demo playthrough, and for definitely the reason of I love that there are species in this game that are not human-like. Actually, none of these creatures are human-like in any regard, with the exception of maybe these, which walk on two legs, bipedal. But this one's got like, it looks like 6 legs even. There's got something hanging down here. Honestly, ooh. I mean, we're low on synthesis. We don't have to pay out the synthesis here for either of these two species, the balanced one or the standard one. For sake of sticking with my gut, I do want to pick the balanced species because I don't have to pay for anything right off the bat here. I'm going to get a better start with these guys. And also, I love it. I love the concept of a plant species. Apparently not everybody in my household does. But let's go ahead and choose the Rama. I feel like their name should be said with a rolled R, so we're going to go the Rama. Alright, home of the Rama tribes. Alright, they're up in the Utopia area here. They've got low casualties. They've got lots of beast herds. They're still in the Stone Age as well, which is where all species start here. Let's go and gain some synthesis here. On Tau Ceti 3, the Rama civilization is born. So it makes sense. It's a swamp planet. We've got these wonderful sentient plants here. Let's gain more of them. The Rama abandon their clans and wanders Tau Ceti 3 in search of new lands. Alright, humans need this again. Alright, they reach the Bronze Age! Huzzah! Alright, in the Bronze Age, the humans begin testing the limits of their planet's generosity by cultivating crops, raising animals for food, and clearing forests in order to build primitive cities. Early mining and metalworking skills allow them to craft better weapons and tools, and they learn how to document knowledge via written language. The drones of our hive started digging out the metal ore. This was the beginning of our path to grow from a feverish swarm and to become the World Eater Empire. Hive Queen World at Artemi Empire Second Cycle. Alright. So we've now advanced to the Bronze Age. So we still have beast herds. I don't think that's going to change for a while. Because I think animals are definitely the most useful thing in this society as it is. Let's see here. So I can choose wisdom. The humans apply their newfound knowledge and communication skills to societal improvements in the budding disciplines of medicine, law, and philosophy. We can choose advancement. Actually, we can't because we can't afford it. Can't even click on it though, which is a bummer. I kind of like to see what advancement looks like. Or power. Defense becomes increasingly necessary as humans begin exerting more power over one another, and hunting bands evolve into primitive armies. I feel like I should go along with actual history here, because I feel like that's what humans do. And also, too, I'm so low on synthesis, and so gaining that so that I'm at 30 at least would be really helpful. I'm going to lose some, and I'm going to create some more dystopia here, but I think we're just going to have to go for the not-so-pleasant option so that we can have a better option later, because that's way better than some of the other options we've seen so far, where it takes out a whole bunch of humans or lowers our tech score. I wonder, actually, if you can work backwards. If you end up doing something wrong, can you end up back in the Stone Age? Because they always say, I'm going to blast you back to the Stone Age, but I don't know if that's if that's something that can happen in this game or not. The humans are now able to build stable settlements on Earth and sustain them with agriculture. Alright, the Rama are back. Let's jump back and forth here. Tau Ceti system, growth in Tau Ceti. Fertility rites. Some Rama worship fertility deities in long rites that symbolize mating, motherhood, and sexual fortitude. The elaborate rituals involve fruits and herbal infusions that arouse the libido, while drums beat stimulating rhythms and mating partners dance in rapture through the night. The resulting wave of procreation could lead to a population surge on Tau Ceti 3. Mating rituals of the plant species. This is interesting. Bridegroom, let me caress you, my precious caress is more savory than honey. In the bedchamber, honey-filled, let me enjoy your goodly beauty. Lion, let me caress you. It's a Sumerian love poem. Alright. I hear that they're actually taking submissions for quotes like these, so I actually think I'll submit a couple. Just because I love reading these quotes, because they're just from all over. And I think some of them are like... made up by the developers themselves for the other species here. Alright, so what are we doing with the fertility rites here? We can either gain a lot more Rama, which is communing with the goddess inspires strong self-confidence and apprehension for the wonders of the Rama body. We can... the rites give Rama a deep spiritual connection to their fertility. Sex, pregnancy, and birth are considered sacred. Okay. Which doesn't give us as many. Or, because other tribes view them as bizarre and perverted, the deity worshippers develop shame and abandon their traditions. Aw, I don't like that. And that's not enough synthesis to tempt me. Plus, plus we're not going to gain anything from that. So I'm going to go with the one that's going to give us the most. Let's build up the Rama, and let's see where they can grow from here. Because fertility rituals were so pervasive in their culture, young Rama were brought up with an understanding of the sacred importance of mating. They were not confused or ashamed when they reached maturity and felt the deities calling them. Population rose accordingly. I feel like humans could take a lesson from that one. Not be shamed from mating rituals. Alright, so we're doing really good on the amount of beast herds we've got. I think I'm just going to go with the synthesis here. The Rama mourn the death of a beloved chieftain. Oh. Let's keep gathering synthesis. An influential Rama chieftain rises to power on Tau Ceti 3. So that means we're gaining tech here. Let's go for a question mark. A powerful new hunting band is formed on Tau Ceti 3. Ooh, this is more Utopia. Awesome, we're going to go for that. The Rama compose an epic poem recounting their history. And let's go here. The Rama mourn the death of a beloved chieftain. But this is something good because mourning the death brings them together and so raises the tech level here. Interesting. The oceans never developed any life forms, so they're a liquid desert on this planet. Will enemies from the beyond conquer our world? I'm gonna let's take us out here. Let's see here. Let's see what Galise has got going on. A parasitic species develops symbiosis with a major life form on Galise C. Okay. Alright. And the human regions are in a mental event. So I think we're going to go ahead and pause here. I'm going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to see how these humans are going to develop into the next cycle. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on this journey. If you liked what you saw and want to continue on with the story, be sure to click that subscribe button so that you can get updates about the newest videos. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next game.